6 seconds.
I'm Nate Barrett.
And a little winded.
I'm Nate Barrett, live in Houston. Back to you. Well, one of the big storylines coming into this year's election is, will the young people show up to vote? And that is certainly the case today at Utah. I was having such a nice day. We don't have to bring up student loans this morning.
Yeah, right. That's just bringing me down.
The word is out. Pope Francis is on his way here, leaving the colegio. He's going to turn down this road, the Avenida Tecnológica.
Well, quite the situation developing right now in Anthony. Well, that's a good question, Alyssa. We saw so many voters during the midterm elections, and a lot of that attributed to those high-profile races like the Texas Senate race between Beto O'Rourke and Ted Cruz.
Jesse, I'm just a poor man on the street dreaming of big bucks, but look, the workers are putting the finishing touches on that beautiful sign. Whoops, nope, that would be beer. But you could buy a lattice of the race over the Powerball winnings.
Jesse, all she would say is she is not endorsing Hillary Clinton. She made that very clear. Rescue crews are going to be looking for the black box, those critical airplane data recorders, to fill in that time gap.
Police say the shooter got out of the car and then ran up these steps and then started shooting through that door right there.
I must be their good luck charm. You're going to have to bring me back.
Yeah. Love Nate.
El Paso High, Austin High, the Battle of the Claw. It is the third oldest rivalry in all of Texas. That is saying something. As CBS 4 Daybreak anchor Nate Barrett found out, for the fans on both sides, it's the only game of the year that really matters.
We had some bitter rivalries. When I was 17, I hated those guys. They're on the other side of the mountain, we're on this side. It's all about that claw. It's all about the claw.
The entire squad could go 1-9 as long as you beat Austin.
El Paso and Austin, two of the borderland's oldest schools. They've been rivals on the football field for as long as anyone around can remember.
That's the most important game. Everything else, it's great, but you got to keep that claw.
Perhaps no one understands the rivalry quite like Rudy Escandon. He played left tackle for El Paso High School in the 90s.
I had my uncle playing, Ramiro Escandon. He played in '59. He was an all-state quarterback. My mom also graduated from here. My oldest sister, my brother, my sister, and I graduated in '94. My oldest daughter graduated in 2017.
And now his son plays for the Tigers.
It fills me with pride. It's a tradition that keeps on going, and to watch them out there play, it's very cool. I tell my son, October 12th, claw game. Don't worry about everything that leads up to that. It's just October 12th. That's the focus.
On the other side of the mountain.
Oh, there's a lot of memories, man. It's like I wish I was still playing out there with the boys. You'll never forget playing ball here.
Jesus Valderan, or Chewy as he goes by, played linebacker for Austin in the 80s.
We come to every home game. We go to away games.
But the claw game is special.
You have to live it to know what it's like.
There definitely were shenanigans.
Every single one of y'all.
I'll put it this way. Some of the stuff that we did then would be headlines and would probably get people jailed today.
Rogelio Carrasco is now part of the Austin Alumni Association. But he remembers what it was like to be a student during rivalry week.
No, we did stuff to them and they did stuff to us.
Back then we had real grass to play on. We would take turns burning an E or an A on each other's field, and that's the tradition that we had. Back then, they'd also light the E on the mountain. Austin would do their A and we would do the E. So I mean, it would go back and forth.
At the time, it felt very heated, and then you graduate, and some of those guys marry some of the girls we went to school with. Some of the guys that we went to school with married some of the girls they went to high school with. And it turns out we're really not all that different when you get down to it.
I guess because they're Panthers and we're Tigers.
The fact that you've got the two oldest schools in El Paso, in the oldest parts of El Paso, so you've got a lot of history.
With age comes perspective and a little understanding to this bitter rivalry.
Now I'm an adult, and I'm part of the Alumni Association here at Austin, and so I have to talk a big game about how I don't like El Paso. But honestly, I really respect them.
You don't understand the tradition unless you're blessed enough to live it.
Reporting for CBS 4 at 10.
Go El Paso!
I'm Nate Barrett.
It ain't about what I ain't done. I ain't come to the...
If you're the slightest sports fan, put that on your bucket list. It's a must-see game. Tonight's meeting, the 87th between these two wonderful schools. But it's not the only rivalry here in the borderland. Las Cruces High and Mayfield is considered one of the country's very best rivalries. We want to hear your favorites. Share your opinion on our Facebook page, our CBS 4 Facebook page.
CBS 4 Daybreak anchor Nate Barrett introduces us to some of the chefs cooking up delicious cuisine right here in El Paso and why they've chosen the Sun City to call home.
You have to bring your A game.
And most of the time, like, we have just barely prepped everything. So most of the time people get everything so fresh, which is just like so good.
It's a Friday night in West El Paso. A group of food trucks are set up in the Title Max parking lot near Mesa and Rimcon Circle. The hum of their generators provides plenty of background noise on this warm spring evening.
My name is Mark. I'm the owner of the Untamed Chef food truck here in El Paso, Texas. There y'all go. Thank y'all so much. The Untamed Chef came from my background and working in the kitchen for probably close to 20 years. I said if I ever get my own chance to do what I want in the kitchen, I'm going to be just go crazy with it. Same amount of work, but a lot smaller confinement. So that was the hardest thing to adjust to, is making room for everything that you want. And then later on you find out you don't need most of it. We specialize in what I call American country food. We have a lot of barbecue. We do barbecue pulled pork sandwiches. I have a ribeye steak sandwich. I have a very small menu compared to some of the trucks. I have about 6 items. We do a tapaqueña steak, which has got the cheese on the ribeye with the jalapenos and the grilled onions. And that's very, very popular right now.
He's been in business for less than a year, but has already attracted some die-hard followers.
We have a lot of first-timers come out, and they become repeat customers very quickly.
Hello, my name is Carlos Macias. I'm the owner of Charlie's Rolling Kitchen. We do mostly Mexican food. We do some American sandwich, you know, we do a little bit of everything. And my truck, what actually will represent also, it's the autism. I'm a big advocate for the autism. I have a son with autism. I always had the bug of having my own business. You know, I used to work restaurants since I got out of high school. I noticed the difference when you work in a restaurant, when you're working on the food truck. In the restaurant, yeah, you know what you're eating, but you don't know who's cooking your food. You know what I mean? And I always wanted to have that, you know, that interaction with the customers.
It's just very like relaxing spot for everyone to have a good meal, because you have all kinds of things to get from. You have Mexican, you have Korean, you have Thai grub, you have like American stuff. So it's like, choose whatever you feel like eating that day.
There's been a boom of food trucks in recent years. Numbers from the Department of Public Health show there are more than 500 licensed food trucks in the city of El Paso, more than double the number from just 5 years ago.
The upstart is 10% of what it costs to open up a restaurant.
And a lot of people think it's easy, and it's not.
We kind of follow Austin, and Austin's just crazy right now with food trucks. So I think we're just going to keep growing for the next few years.
My name is Joseph Ortega, 915 Top Chef. We do Argentine cuisine. I thought I could bring something different out there to El Paso. We got a variety of empanadas, beef, spinach, corn, chicken.
It's competition, but it's all friendly competition. And everybody puts their own touch to it.
I'm not too sure what it is. I don't know. I just know it's really good. It's like probably like tasting sushi, but like all in one.
It's good?
Yes. Like you need to try it right now.
The owners hope to build a food truck park on the west side. It would give them a more permanent place to call home.
I know a lot of people have that stigma that the food truck food it's nasty, that it's dirty. And it's not. I mean, believe it or not, I mean, we have pretty good products out here.
They are the real deal. There's real food. That's just amazing. There's some amazing cooks and chefs out here.
Nate Barrett, CBS 4 at 10.
And you can find the food trucks every weekend at the Title Max parking lot in West El Paso or throughout the week on their social media accounts.